I hope Bobby Regan and Star Yamaha didn't bring a pro bike to an amateur race. That's speculating. And we're not going to dive down that wormhole anymore of Loretta Lynn's. However, I have received dozens of messages about, hey, how's a factory pro star rider racing amateur nationals again? And it's simple. It's in the rules. We've got Hayden Deegan, who on his Instagram says that he took home 5 of 6 championships and won 6 of 6 motos and MX and won 2 Olympic awards. You know, kid's fast as fuck. You know that kid is going to be a superstar, already a superstar, probably one of the biggest superstar in the sport before he even turned pro. It's debatable. In the rules, if I'm getting right into the rules, the AMA rules say A classification. At any meet, only an A-class rider, the highest rider classification, may compete for cash prizes. Any rider receiving a cash prize will be considered as an A rider. So if you make any money, you're an A rider. Congratulations. Contingency isn't considered a cash prize. B, professional motocross and supercross riders or any rider holding a professional racing license from another country are eligible to compete in amateur competition and are eligible for cash awards from the event, but not eligible for district points. Pro riders are not eligible for any factory contingency awards. So, a factory star rider cannot get Yamaha bucks. Bummer. Big bummer. And the rules state that they have to adhere to the following criteria to be eligible for an amateur national competition. This is the one that kind of I have a hiccup with, the wording at least. The following professional licensed riders are eligible to compete in the open pro sport class only. That word only there for open pro sport. To me, this is saying that pro sport classes only are the ones that you can compete in. That's important. We'll get into it, and it's a little bit of semantics. There could be some weird wording here, but anyway. A, rider earning 1 to 25 pro motocross points are eligible in lights or supercross in the previous year or current year. You know, riders qualifying for the final 40 in either pro motocross or supercross, so you make the night show, you're good. Riders qualifying for the final 40 in a MXGP. And then the following riders are not eligible to participate in any national program. Riders earning more than 25 pro motocross points, and riders qualifying for an AMA Supercross main event, either Supercross lights or motocross lights, current or previous year. Okay, that rule right there seems contradicting because this next one, riders earning 1 to 25 pro motocross points in 250 or 450 class, or Supercross lights in Supercross class the previous year. Well, I'm sorry, you are making points if you make the main event. A rider qualifying for the Supercross main event is going to make points. So this rule, 1 to 25 points, you're okay with, but this one states if you make any damn points, you're not allowed. That's weird. And the next one is this open pro sport class only. Because if we look at Hayden Deegan in his Mini O's, he raced 250A. That's not a pro sport class. Rules are saying open pro sport class only. But then A classification says that professional riders are able to race the A classification. So there's just a couple things here that I'm like, what? Tell me what if you can or can't, because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And what I've been told is rules are a little bit like guidelines because they can be bent. But maybe I'm just a dumbass here. A rider qualifying for a Supercross main event, so top 22, you're making points. Riders qualifying, earning 1 to 25 pro motocross or Supercross points, you're able to. I got to look at this. So just looking at Supercross points of 250 class, 22, you make 1 point. I'm really hung up on this. So the following riders are eligible if a rider qualifies and he earns 1 to 25 pro motocross points or Supercross lights in the Supercross class in either the current or previous year. And then number 2, the following riders are not eligible to participate in the national program if a rider qualifies for an AMA Supercross main event in the lights or Supercross class. This is the AMA 22 rulebook, and I don't know why we're still talking about lights, because it's not lights anymore. That needs to be advanced too. It's 250 Supercross and 450 Supercross. There is no more lights. This needs to be AMA, come on. Update your damn rule book. This is AMA 2022 rule book. Why? All right, I'm typos, right? Typos. Because if we look at the 22nd place, Devin on his KTM 250, he made 1 point. So he can race an amateur national, but then he also can't race an amateur national according to the rule book. Okay, all right. Maybe I'm just an idiot. Maybe I'm just a complete idiot that's sharing this stuff with you. Anyway, Hayden Deegan, according to the rules, may or may not have been eligible compared to AMA rules, but they're guidelines. 250A and Pro Sport. Pro Sport, don't have a problem with. The A class, I don't know. The rules are not clear, but he is eligible. And why is he eligible? Because if we look at his results from Ironman, little man got 31st, made 0 points. And then in his second national at Fox Raceway 2, the second one, he finished 13th overall. 13th overall with a 16:10 for 16 points. That's under 25. So according to the rules, at least in motocross, he's all good. Besides this deal that doesn't really make sense, but up here, A classification, 250A kind of makes sense. Just a little confused. If you guys can clear this up in the comments below, maybe even make me look a little silly, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it because I kind of want to know. I might have to have some text messages later because this is weird that Supercross lights. And this is just an AMA sanctioned event. So, but you could always have different deals with the amateur nationals and no. But this is also on the rules for Loretta Lynn for being an amateur national too. And so they should be under the same umbrella of the rest of the amateur nationals. I know Ponca's was getting away from that. And truthfully, I kind of feel like we might be better if we get away from AMA. But that's my own personal bias because you spend $50 for that membership and you don't really get any benefits for it per se. But anyway, I digress. I'm not trying to be negative here because the superstar, Hayden Deegan, won 6 out of 6 motos, 5 of 5 championships. Kid's a rock star. The clarification of the rules. The rules say that he's allowed to race, and that's pretty much it. Is it kind of a bummer? The bigger issue here is it's kind of a bummer for anyone else that wants to race a amateur national in the pro class because you're going to have pro guys that are basically going to second tier racing to sandbag. And the way that our amateur national program has been designed is you get a ride as a little 50 all the way up, and then if you get to the B class and they want to move you to pros, they just move you straight to pros. There is no stepping stone really to the pro class. We've had many riders do that before. And truthfully, I would like to see a change where you do well at Loretta in the pro class, you do well at any of these amateur nationals in the pro class, you're offered more rides to the professional stuff. It's almost like tryouts, but that's not really how the sport is set up. I know a lot of pros that are pro speed that race the C class. And then the B class, whenever I look up times, usually the B class has got the same lap times or faster lap times than half of the pro field, which if you go to any other event, as far as any other sport, running, whatever, an amateur B rider or B classification doesn't have near the times of the pro guys. But in motocross, it's different. So I've been running my mouth quite a bit. This is Johnny F. and Hopper. Let me know your honest opinion in the comments below. I will try to answer them there. And I can't wait for Supercross to start and the Super Duper Cross with the new series that's going to be out with the motocross. It's going to be some sick racing. It's going to be fun to watch, and it's going to be entertaining, right? That's what we need, is we want this to be more entertaining. Bra da 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 da. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys to like and subscribe because we've got some giveaways going, and it helps the channel and the algorithm, and please help me out. Keep it WM.